Welcome everyone to my iron farm tutorial in Create 0.3. Now, as you can see here, it's different to other videos you may have seen on YouTube, and let's take a look at what my design is because it is quite a bit different. So, the basic premise is that I like having things in small compact designs. So its format is 3 by 15 by, I believe it's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8. Which is a pretty compact design. And so I've got two versions to show you. So this one here is completely powered by windmills. So it doesn't require any external source and it's all balanced. So that it produces exactly enough cobblestone which gets crossed into gravel. So you never get a build-up at all. And so we follow it around. It's on the belt just long enough to be washed, where it gets pulled into here, so it can be pulled onto this side. Now I've got the gravel being pulled off into a storage drawer with a void upgrade on it. So if you didn't have this mod, you'd just use a barrel or a chest or some other way to void the item, because otherwise it would back up eventually. And then, oh, gravel. Then you've got your nuggets that you have here that get pressed into ingots, which end up in here. This one's been running for quite a while. But so then if I turn it off, there we are. So I'd made it so it's compact and you could have these stacked up as close as a 1 block gap, which I have done. I don't recommend it. I've run 6 of them together before. I lost 20 FPS just by looking at it. So there is a little intense. However, this one here, if you don't like this 1 block windmill design, because I'm not sure how reliable it will be in the future, because I don't know if the devs are going to consider this to be a bit abusive. So over here I've got the exact same design, except over here I have gutted out all the windmill related components. So all this here is the windmill, and all this section here is the windmill. So with that gone, it's a bit empty at the back, it looks a bit funny. So if I give it some wood, because this is, I just feel a reasonable power source. So it starts going, so over here, your input rotation for this is 32, since it gets geared up over here, which is 64 up here. They run at 2 separate speeds. However, if this belt runs any faster, the gravel doesn't have enough time to be washed, and then the belt's got to be something like 18 or 19 blocks long to double the speed to 64, which made it unnecessarily big. And so you can see here that it doesn't use much stress. If I just grab this so we can look at 1 unit alone, and I turn this back on, there we are. See, out of 2048, it's using around 1800 stress units. And so this produces, on average, because it's a bit of variance, because it's all chance based, about a stack an hour. I've gotten as close as 63.2, as in like 63 ingots and 2 nuggets, so there's just a bit of variance between runs. But so with such a complex design, I think that this does indeed need to have a block by block tutorial, but please excuse me, I'm probably going to have to do a lot of cuts because I'm going to need to reference this to build this. And to give you an idea of exactly how many resources, this is just the builder's manual. So if I want to run it through the cannon over here, oh, it's not called the cannon, schematic cannon. Oh, it is cannon. But it doesn't use that much in the way of resources. This, if you didn't have this mod or you didn't want to use it, just replace with another barrel or any way to store it, and then maybe just have a an andesite funnel beneathing that just voids into like some lava or something. That would have the exact same effect. But with that, let's get into building. Alright, now I've got a few things placed. I had to make sure I got the exact alignment. But so this is the main belt that is just long enough. So if the items well, the gravel coming out here, and by the time it travels to this block here, it has converted into either nothing, flint, or an iron nugget, which means that because if I had it come and convert here, it would get pulled in by the funnel well and truly before it would, whoops, little lag spike. But don't mind me as I constantly check, because there is a lot of components, and this thing took me to design about, let's see, the first version took me about 5 hours, and then the version over here is my third revision to get it to this nice of a design, because it's mighty complex. But so this is your final result chest. Everything ends up in here, all your ingots. Okay, and so the basin, throw another scaffold down there. Whoops. And then where is the mechanical press inventory? Awesome. Now put one there, because then you've got to connect it there. Let me just double check. I don't remember if I extended it up any further than past the press. Nope. Cool. Yep. So this connects here. Now you have a barrel here, here, and this other barrel will be saved because it's the input up the top there. See there? Now for the funnels. So one there, across from here, there, and you've got to make sure the arrow, so this one's outputting, that one just accepts, this one here needs to be changed. And so the reason that I'm using andesite funnels is that brass ones will just throw more than one item in a single spot on the belt, which would congest the entire thing and it would stop working. And so in my design I am using a storage drawer because I can set it to void items, which is highly useful. Now, we'll put this one here. As we can see, it's still outputting, so wrench it, and need to get a piece of flint. There's the filter, there we are. Now, with this done, that's like the first level. You need to still get the washing station, so you get your stone slab. Well, first, you've got the gear ratios. Since this is all powered in the fan, needs to be running at a much higher speed, so it goes the entire distance. So, the way this works is, well, I'm back. That took longer than I care to admit. There we are. So big gear, little gear, because we need to gear this up twice. So it goes from 32 to 64 on this rotation, and then 128 on this rotation. And by having the gear here, it stops the waterlog stair from spewing water out. Bear in mind, if you have the schematic and you place it in creative mode, it waterlogs this gear. So we've just got to remove the water from this gear. Because then there you've got a shaft to a gearbox to your encased fan that I've got the wrong direction. Oops, I had it right. There we are. Now, if I get my bucket of water, see, it doesn't go anywhere, and because the stair's going this way, it can blow the entire direction. So that's pretty much done. Now, got the belt. I'll just check the next part and we'll move on. Alright, now I've got an idea of the next steps. So, I've got my shafts here, and so across like that, and then another one here. This is what will connect the crushing wheels. And so here you go, little gear to big gear, because you want to slow the crushing wheels down, since they crush so much more efficiently than the grindstone from Create. Or is it millstone? The millstone. When I did my testing, I had to run this thing at max 256 speed just to keep up with this thing running at a minimum of 2 rotations a minute. And the stress requirements were vastly different. And since I'm already using stuff that you need from the mechanical crafters, I figured may as well use this. It's a much more efficient use of rotational energy. But so, next we'll get our andesite funnel. This is where I'm going to start using some scaffolding. Okay, now I'm going to have a wheel there, and gearbox, shaft, gearbox. Excuse my shaders and its bright light. There we are. Now get another funnel. Now we can get our barrel. Oh, it stole my barrel. Now, I wonder if anyone can tell me if this is a bug or not, because that has happened more than once. If I don't shift click on them, it eats it and I never get it back. Do not know why. But so with that, over here, let's get one of our rotational speed controllers, throw it down. Now, you've got to make sure with these that the bottom one here is set to 32 and the top one set to 64, because otherwise things will break. There we are, get a big gear. Now, where are my windmill bearings? So one goes here. We won't turn them on until the end because we need to link them up. So put those out of the inventory for the moment. And so with that, you've got your rotational power connected. So this thing would start spinning. Alright, so you get your belt. Whoops, did not break in the right spot. Come back here. There we are. Just clicked on it. And so there. With all your shafts, now we can get another, well, our last funnel. Put it there. And since it'll just take in or out items regarding on the belt's rotation and which direction it's going. But so then from here, you get your hoppers. And if I jump up here, you'll see 1, 2, and then at the other end. So basically, I don't know if this is common knowledge, but I've done a lot of cobble generators and I finally worked this out, that for some reason only the hoppers, the vanilla ones, will as soon as the cobblestone or stone is broken, it immediately gets sucked into the hoppers, unlike with funnels, drop chutes. They all float for a moment, which gives them an opportunity to get thrown out. So with the hoppers here, it becomes a lossless design, and you don't lose any cobblestone flying out anywhere, which is a good improvement. And so now, if we get our drills, when I see them, I'm just going to get some stone so I can place it over the top for, there we are. That way, let's set the time better. By doing that, I can then, nope, I'm still going to have to rotate. Okay, just one. Oh dear. There we are. Got to get used to the extendo grip's reach. So now with this here, if we get our stone steps, there we go. Right, and then if you get your glass, because otherwise water would gush out everywhere. As well as that, you can connect your shaft here, your shaft there. Since my main thing of this entire design was that I didn't want to have it extend out more than this 3x3 dimension, so this part up here took a long time to design to get it right. And so now it's simply just place, but before I do that, I'll get the buckets of water in there. Water bucket, water. Now, if we block things up. And same thing, I just need to have something to place the glass on. Like that. Now, be careful you don't fall into it. Step back to our work. We've still got a few things to do because we haven't got any of the controlling bits for this, well, the power. We do connect them, so the lower half has got exactly enough stress capacity. However, there's some bug where if you use exactly 100% stress capacity, it actually fails to start for some reason. So normally what I'd have to do if I didn't connect them, I'd have it turned on, I'd break this belt, and then once it started, then I'd connect it and it would be fine. I don't know why that is, it's just an odd little quirk. But so now that you've got that done, we can come around the back here. And so you see that the shaft is there. Now, if we come over here for an example, it's connected up the top with another shaft because this is going to connect to our rotational speed controller up here. There we are. And then if we throw our gear there, shaft on that side, connect those two, and the same thing with the windmills, bearings, just over here. We need to get our last two shafts so we can make them vertical gearboxes, sorry. And so, plan B. Do that. There. Now if we get our gearboxes, one like that. The other one connects down there. With shaft connected to the big gear, which then connects to the smaller gear. Okay, we're almost done. I did say it was a complex design. But so we go out until there we are. Then connect that. Over here, same principle, connect those. Now, here's the thing. So you get your shafts, see those? Small correction needs to be made. I have placed this off the side by one. So correct that there, and immediately goes in the wrong spot. There we are. So big gear, little gear, shaft, connect them. And with that, barring I haven't made any mistakes in building it, this will be finished. So, oh yes, when I broke the belt, that's why. There we are. Now it's time to input items. Remember, if you break the belt, you've got to check the inputs if you change them. They don't remember which way you had them set. But so, it gets broken there. It produces exactly enough for this to all process, so you're never going to get any excess gravel in this design. So it crushes them, pops out here, it's being washed over there. So by the time the gravel gets to this block here, it turns into the item of choice, gets pulled in here and put onto this belt, where gravel gets taken, well flint sorry, gets taken, stored into here. Again, I'm using a barrel because it's got a void upgrade on it. You could use anything that will take the item out, or you just periodically check it, though you generate a lot fairly quickly. I generate a bit under 4 stacks per hour, roughly. And then in here, same principle. When that has got, let's see, it's got 7 nuggets. When that's got 9 nuggets, it will compact it down. and it'll make it into an ingot. See, our knife nugget right there, go there, smack, comes out into your chest, free iron in a space that takes up no more than a 3 by 15 by 8 size. And in this design is completely self-contained, while if you didn't want to use that, you can come right over here to this design, which has got all the windmill stuff taken out of it, and then you just simply have the drivetrain back here that transfers power. And if I get that, starts going. Only thing to notice that this needs to run counterclockwise on this bearing here to make this all run in the correct direction. Oh dear, I jumped on the belt. Help. But so yeah, same principle. It just means that if you don't use windmills, you've got a later game power source. You can stack multiple bits together and you'll have a pretty productive iron factory, which I just think is so cool. But yep, that pretty much does it. I'd like to thank you all for watching my video. I had a lot of fun designing this and a long night with a bit of coffee. If you like my content, please like and subscribe and share, since I am brand new on this channel and every view and comment, and who knows, you might be my first subscriber, will make a massive difference in making sure that I keep being motivated to make more cool, create content like this moving forwards. But until then, you have a lovely day or night wherever you are.